The Quran teaches that those who go on to live a ripe old age will generally be fraught with physical and mental challenges. What are we to do with our seniors when they can't take care of themselves? And we too are not in a position to offer them round-the-clock 24-hour care? Well, today we review the topic of the seniors, caring for our aging generation. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome back to Ramadan Reflections for 2021. Today being the 16th day of the blessed month of Ramadan, that means that we have now reached to past the midway point of this blessed month. And that means we are only left with 15 or so days left, or even less than that, to enjoy the blessings of God, to get the maximum reward from His benevolence that He showers upon the believers in this month more than He showers upon us in other times of the year. And so I hope and pray that we're all able to take the most and maximum advantage of the blessings of God. You know, today in 2021, modern medicine has made major advances in the life of the human being. They are allowing people to live to be older than we have seen in the past. And in addition to modern medicine, there are many other advances that science and technology have brought us, meaning that more and more people today are living more and more longer than their counterparts in the past, even in the past maybe 25 years or so. And the statistics show us that by last year, 2020, there would have been over 1 billion people who reached the age of being considered as a senior. Let's say over 65 years of age, 1 billion. According to statistics for Canada, at least, they say by the year 2030, so that's only 9 years away, 1/4 of the population of Canada will be over the age of 65. Now, you can Google your statistics for the country where you live, but chances are that it will be around the similar amount, the same number. Now, what do we do with this? You know, as on one hand, we want to live longer. People want to even look to be younger. And so we spend billions of dollars in cosmetics and anti-aging creams. While on the other hand, modern medicine is allowing us to actually live longer. Many people who live in developed countries obviously have better access to healthcare, to nutrition, to physical exercise. And all of these are, again, are adding to the fact that people are living longer. But one of the things that we have to answer and ask ourselves is, what really matters to the seniors as they age? Now, unfortunately, as a Muslim community, I don't think that we have done a survey of the seniors of our community who are currently seniors, or maybe those who are approaching that age, to see what really matters most to them. Many times we focus on the youth, and that's great to do, but have we ever considered a in-depth, thorough, multinational survey about the seniors of our community and what really they need or what they're looking for as they approach those golden years of life? Obviously, we know that there were things that they enjoyed when they were young, when they're in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, which are not as important anymore for them. So what do they really need? And are we, as a community of believers, whether we be in North America or Europe or the African continent or the Middle East or the Far East, what are we preparing for this generation when they will probably make up maybe half of the Muslim community or a quarter of the Muslim community? Do we know what they need? Have we even asked what they need? Have we thought about what the seniors will require? Well, today I just want to speak about some of the things that the experts who have conducted surveys and polls amongst the general mainstream society, what the seniors have said are the most important factors that they need in their life. I'm going to mention the 10 of them today. And hopefully this can become a catalyst for our community leaders, our national and international nonprofit charity organizations, to reflect on what it is that the seniors will require as they get older. Number one is health. Obviously, if you do not have health, you don't have anything. You could be a billionaire, but you don't have the health, your money will not benefit you. So the seniors, the first thing on their list of priorities was to have good health. And obviously that starts, way before, including your diet, your lifestyle choices, and so on and so forth. And obviously all of that comes through proper education. Number two is they're concerned about their relationships, their family. Will they have access to family? Their friends circle, will they be able to meet with one another? Obviously today, living in a COVID-19 era for the last 1 year, we have seen many of the seniors who have been cut off from family and friends. And if they have, access to technology, if they're tech savvy, if they have a computer or they have some form of communication, they can at least be in touch with family and friends, albeit virtually. But this is an important need that our seniors have and humanity has in general, which is to ensure that relationships remain stable with their family and friends and the greater community. So point number three, actually as a segue, is they are concerned about the community activities. How can they stay active? How can they ensure that they, are able to function still? They're wondering about outings. Will they have picnics in the park? Will they have, trips as seniors, as a group, to go to see maybe local, parks, or, trips for Umrah or Ziyarah or Hajj if possible? Another thing that the seniors are concerned about, that we also need to be concerned about our community, that is the Shia Ithna Ashari, the Muslims, is the food. Now, obviously, when they were young, they enjoyed certain food, and they may still like it when they're older, but we need to ensure that they eat nutritional, beneficial foods, that they will give them the strength that they need, that they're getting all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients. And again, that calls for education for that group of our community. They're also looking for routine in their lives, to have some sense of normalcy. Now, obviously today we don't have that because of the COVID pandemic, but once we, God willing, get out of this situation, they will want normalcy and a routine and daily, activities to run at a certain standard that they have been accustomed to. Number six, what the seniors are looking for is respect. They have built our communities, brothers and sisters. For the most part, they came from another country, some of them as refugees with nothing, and they built our religious centers, they built our institutions, and we owe them respect. And in fact, even the hadith of the Prophet and his family, peace be upon all of them, tell us of the need to respect our elders and treat our youngsters with care and concern as well. Number seven, what our seniors need is physical activity. They can't remain dormant at home, trapped inside the four walls all year round. They have to have activity. And maybe as a community, we need to have an organization or even a for-profit institution or business that will ensure and engage with the seniors to provide them the physical activity they need to retain their health and their vitality. Number eight, they need comfort. They need to know that they're in a comfortable environment, if not at home with their family, in some sense or some form of a comfortable living arrangement. They require financial security, which hopefully they were able to maintain as they were growing up. But if not, they need to have that. And as a community, we need to see how we can provide that for them. And last but not least, they need some level of independence. Now, because time is running out and I've already gone over my limit, I just want to conclude with the verse of the Quran for today and some takeaway points. Because in chapter 17, Surah Al-Isra, verse 23, Allah speaks about the elders, our parents, when they get old, and our level of interaction with them. And so Allah says the following, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِندَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُل لَّهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُل لَّهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Your Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him alone, and treat parents with the best of kindness. Should one of them or both attain old age in your lifetime, do not say ugh to them as an indication of complaint or impatience, nor push them away, and always address them in a gracious word. As we conclude for this blessed day of the 16th of Ramadan, let us remember the need that our elderly have, whether they're our parents, our grandparents, somebody else's parents, a senior in our community. We owe it to them to give them the 10 points that we have spoken about, and much more that even we may not have talked about in this very brief session for today. Let me conclude with a few points of reflection, and we'll end for this blessed day of Ramadan. Point 1. Showing goodness or ihsan to one's parents has been mentioned alongside the belief in monotheism, tawheed, and absolute obedience to God. And this is to show us that this is both a rational obligation as well as a religious duty. Point number 2 is that infaq or charity to our parents is one thing. But in this verse, the Quran is ordering us to something higher, ihsan, goodness. And Allah has left it open-ended, so this term can include love, care, concern, politeness, guidance, counsel, obedience, gratitude, care, and anything else which is deemed as good. Point number 3, and we conclude, is the more the physical, mental, and spiritual needs of the parents are, the more necessary it is to show kindness to them. We need to take care of our parents with our own 2 hands as much as we can, rather than relegating them to a senior's home. But if that is the only alternative, we need to ensure that we have Muslim created, maintained, and run facilities. God willing, we will continue tomorrow in another episode of Ramadan Reflections for 2021 to address other challenges and possible solutions. Until then, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.